Hello, empowered mamas. I hope you all are having a fabulous Wednesday. I wanted to hop on here on Wellness Wednesday to give you a little tip, a nutrition tip that is one of my favorite tips to share when it comes to balancing your postpartum and pregnancy snacks and why this is so important. In the title, I wrote, Avoid eating these naked. What does that mean? So it's a fun little joke. I actually took that little term from Louie Nichols. You hear me talk about her a lot. We just did a giveaway in the group, and her book was up for grabs, Real Food for Pregnancy. But she is a registered dietitian and just so full of knowledge when it comes to how to fuel our bodies in pregnancy. And a lot of what I've learned to help support moms in postpartum is also kind of along those same lines. So what should we not eat naked to help us avoid our blood sugar from spiking? And the answer is carbs, my friends. We don't want to eat naked carbs. So what does that mean? We have cravings all the time, whether we're pregnant or not, right? And a lot of times when our body is having cravings, we want to reach for those high carb foods, right? There's nothing wrong with indulging in that every once in a while for sure. But there is a way to help our body absorb some of the nutrients and be a little bit more bioavailable. And that's with pairing our carbs with something that's high in fat and protein. And so the best way to balance out a snack is just making sure that you're pairing it with something that's high in those two categories. So I came up with a very quick list here. I have so many more ideas for snacks and stuff that I work with my clients on specifically, but I wanted to share just some of my favorite ones with you all in this quick video. And some of those ideas are fruit is wonderful, but it is high in carbs and sugar. And so if you were to just eat a plain apple, you're going to see a spike in your blood sugar. Whereas if you were to pair that apple with something like, full fat yogurt or a handful of almonds, or even my favorite thing that I like to eat apples with is peanut butter. It's one of my favorites, or almond butter, basically any nut butter. It's a really yummy way to help give your body the fats and a little bit of protein. There's not a whole lot of protein in nut butters, but it could be high with like a whole fat Greek yogurt has a lot of really great protein in it too. So that's a great way to balance like a fruit snack that you might be craving. Now, I don't encourage if you are struggling with dairy intolerance or you're very sensitive to dairy, obviously you want to avoid that. It's good to avoid that in early postpartum anyway, just because it is a lot harder for our bodies to digest. But in pregnancy or later on in postpartum, or if it doesn't seem to bother you, dairy's fine. So that was a fruit idea for a snack. Another good one is like crackers. You might be craving some crackers. Instead of eating them naked, I challenge you to add on some yummy avocado slices. You can sprinkle some seeds on that. Sprouted seeds is a really yummy snack to also add to that avocado and cracker snack. You can also pair it with cheese as well, if you can tolerate it. Nut butters, and some of my favorite things to eat with crackers too is hummus. That's one of my favorite snacks. So that was a quick idea for you too, for more of a salty cracker snack. You could add those things in. Oatmeal. So this could be a snack or a breakfast option, but to make that a little bit more of a healthier option that your body can process easier and not spike your blood sugar so high, is adding in chia seeds. I love chia seeds. They are a superfood. It adds in some great omega fats to your oatmeal, and I also like to sometimes sprinkle on some coconut flakes. And also I like to add in some milled flaxseed as a way to add in some extra fat and goodness to your oatmeal. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was veggies. Veggies are so healthy for our bodies. It's a great way to get in lots of nutrients at once. As we've talked about before, eating raw early on in postpartum can be very challenging for our body to break down and digest. And so I really recommend fully cooking your vegetables early on in postpartum to really make sure they are the most bioavailable and to avoid some of that stomach upset, bloating, gas, those kind of issues that can happen with raw veggies, but they are such good snacks. So what can you do other than just like boring steaming them, right? Slather on some ghee butter. That's a great way to add some fat. Another great tip that I like to do with cooking my veggies, and this can be with meals or snacks, is you can saute it in some bone broth. I love bone broth. You guys know that. Those of you who've been following me for a while know how much I love bone broth, but it's not just something that you can make in soups or sip on. You can also cook with it. I love when I make a batch of bone broth, I will freeze some in some ice cube trays, and that way I can pull them out and just have like, a couple cubes that I can add into my pan and just do a little bit of sauteing with my veggies. Spinach, I like to have sauteed spinach, and that's one of my favorite ways of cooking it, besides just like boiling it in water. Gross. Like, who wants to eat it that way? No one. So that's just an idea I wanted to share with you about veggies and how to make them a more balanced snack. So, moral of the story, do not eat your carbs naked if you can avoid it. Make it a more nutrient dense, filling, and delicious meal and snack with adding some fat and protein with it. And if you guys need any support, further support, guidance, direction on how best to fuel your body with real food in postpartum, and how to prepare for that in pregnancy, I would love to chat with you. I will drop my link down in the comments for we could schedule a clarity call and see if the nutrition plan that I work with for my clients would be a good fit for you and how else I could support you in your postpartum and pregnancy journey. So I hope you guys have a great Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you in the group. I have some more exciting things I'm going to be sharing here shortly. So stay tuned, stay interactive in the group, drop any questions you have, any support you need, and we are here for you. Bye, ladies.